I had to step away for a minute. When the Mass first started, I noticed my microphone wasn't working, and I had to put a new battery in it, if you were wondering where I went. But Father Ruben's here helping us out today, and he asked me if I would do the reflection, the homily for you. And the things in the reading today is about someone that's kind of sick. Has anyone here been sick? Yeah, most of you have been sick a little bit, but he had a sickness on the outside. He had a sickness called leprosy, and it was a skin disease, and his skin was really itchy and icky, and it kind of caused problems. Sometimes his ears or noses would be so bad, and it was contagious. So if he touched somebody, it would people could get it by touching him, so it was contagious. And people didn't want to come near lepers at all. They didn't want to especially touch them because they might get the disease. Like when you have a cold or the flu or you're sick, how do your teachers and your mom and dad tell you to cough? How are you supposed to cough? Hey, you guys are doing it. A lot of you are doing it. You're supposed to cough into your arm like that so no one else gets the sickness, right? So you do that, you try not to do it, and if you're real sick, you should stay home so the other people don't get sick. Well, leprosy, they told them the same thing. They made them stay out of town, usually in a special place, maybe in caves or something out in the woods. They couldn't come to town, and if they were walking down the road and another person was come, they had to announce that they were unclean. They had to yell, "Unclean, unclean," so you could take another route and go around them, and you couldn't go by them, and you would never touch them. Now, some great saints that we have, like St. Francis, he loved lepers, and he purposely went out to touch them, and he asked God to heal them. He was doing what Jesus did, and that's what Pope Francis tells us to do today, is to go touch people and be with people and things like that. So he asked us to touch people, and Jesus wasn't afraid of the leper. And he said to the leper, "Do you want to be made clean? Do you will it? And what he was saying too is, do you believe in me?" And the leper said, "Yes, I will want to be made clean." And so Jesus touched him. Even though he had a disease and he wasn't supposed to touch him, Jesus touched him and made him clean. And everyone around him saw it, but Jesus gave him a warning. Jesus gave him a warning. Jesus said, what did he say? Do you remember what he said? What did he say? Not to tell anybody. He said, I'll heal you, but don't tell anybody right now. Don't tell anybody I healed you. But the leper went out, and what did he do? Right away, he got healed by Jesus, and what did he do? He told everybody. Didn't Jesus just tell him, don't tell anybody? Why would Jesus tell him, don't tell anybody? Why? Why do you think? Right, he didn't want so many people right then to be healed. He knew people could heal him, so that was a very good answer. That he didn't want everybody crowding him and doing it. So he had other things to tell him. And when everybody learned that he could heal, that was the one thing, they just concentrated on the healing. So it'd be like if your mom made you a big dinner, big Sunday dinner, right? And it had all your favorite things, your favorite kind of pie, your favorite kind of potatoes, all your favorite snacks and the green beans and all the stuff, special stuff you like. But it wasn't going to be ready till later that night, right? The dinner wouldn't be ready till later that night, like a Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner. But you were hungry. So in the middle of the day, she gave you this, so you wouldn't be so hungry all day. What is this? Anybody, you guys eat these at home, right? Ramen noodles, right? Anybody like these kind of noodles? I love them. But is this as good as the big dinner that you were going to get? No, the big dinner would be better because you get desserts and you get all your favorite things and the good meat that's good for you and the good potatoes that's good for you and all the special things, and you sit down to dinner. That's the dinner that your mom was working so hard for. And so your mom says, okay, you're hungry, go ahead and eat these, but don't tell anybody else that you got this dinner, snack dinner, because you were so hungry. It was nice of her to give it to you, but then she told you don't tell anybody, but you guys went out and told all your friends, you told all your cousins and stuff, and they came, oh, Mommy's got the ramen noodles, Mommy's got ramen noodles. And then all your friends and all your cousins and stuff, they come and get the ramen noodles, when really, what did Mom want to give them? What? The good dinner, right? Your mom wanted to give them the big dinner. And so that's why Jesus told the leper, he did heal him. And he said he had healing powers and he had other powers. And he can help us do our homework and he can help us do our prayers and take care of us and all these good things he can give us, all these little things. But he was really saving his important message for later. That big dinner was for later. It wasn't ramen noodles. It was a big dinner. And he was saving it. And so he told the leper, don't tell anybody about this healing, this ramen noodles, because later I got this big dinner. And what's the big dinner that he had for us? Does anybody know? What? He healed. That was the little dinner. But the big dinner was to save us from our sins so we could get to heaven. That's the big dinner that Jesus has for all of us. The big dinner, the meat and potatoes and that good apple pie and all the favorite stuff we have is the message Jesus has later. And if the leper went out and told everybody, everybody wanted the little message and not the big message. So that's the story of the leper today. It's a bad disease, and Jesus can cure diseases and help us with our problems when we're sick or tired or when we have problems at home or at school. But he wants us to know that important message, that he came to save us from our sins, and he came so that we can spend forever with him in love in heaven. And that's why he came.